For the second time consecutively, I have had the opportunity to visit Slovakia and compete in the Mosquito Match, an IPSC Level 3 handgun and PCC match in Kormano. You're probably wondering why it was called the Mosquito Match. Well, it's because that specific area of Slovakia is well known for being infested with mosquitoes. Luckily, in the past 2 years, there have been very little mosquitoes, but if you do go, do remember to bring some mosquito repellent of some sort, because guess what? Everyone's blood is sweet and everyone's gonna get bit, because guess what? Even I get bit and I've got salty blood. This opportunity has been made available to me by Otto from Cotswold Classic Arms and match director of the match himself. It's Luboš Adamek. I've pronounced it right, don't screw with me. Without their support, competing in this match would have been more costly and require me to find a means to borrow a firearm to participate in the match. So I shot this match with PCC for the first time. Now I've shot PCC in different other scenarios like Steel Challenge, but this was the first time I shot an entire IPSC match with a Pistol Calibre Carbine, and I have to thank Luboš for that because it was his PCC that I was using and I wouldn't have been able to do it without that. Before we continue, here are some tips to attending matches overseas. Inquire with your IPSC region for advice. If you live in Great Britain, you can get in touch with the United Kingdom Practical Shooting Association for more info. Your IPSC region may have prerequisites to allow you to compete overseas. Get in touch with the match director of the match in question and describe your interest to participate and your need to borrow a firearm. Alongside getting in touch with the match director, you can also contact the IPSC region of the match and the club that the match is hosted at for more advice. This could prove useful as many club members may be willing to help you out with your needs. Last but not least, check to see if you know anyone who is attending the match. This may prove difficult as most registration sites won't provide an attendance list without you registering and being given the option to choose a squad. If you do know someone who is attending, there is a high chance they may be able to assist you and help with the tips above. Your IPSC region ultimately should have the power to provide you with the required information to be able to compete in matches of other regions regarding IPSC practical shooting. This is of course subject to laws and regulations of the local region of the match. The Mosquito Match is a 22-stage match, shot over 2 days in spring. As mentioned before, the match can be shot with either handgun or Pistol Calibre Carbine. It is a very popular match amongst local competitors, but also attracts many European competitors, including those from the UK. I was also there from the UK. The match is a great way to experience the international community of IPSC, and is generally not a hard match to compete in when it comes to stage design. This is more like a second first impression, as I've had the opportunity to shoot the match twice over 2 years with both handgun and PCC. That being said, both years have shown the match to be very fun and challenging in its own way. I don't know if I enjoyed it more shooting handgun or shooting PCC, but either way, it's been an experience that will no doubt be wanting to continue next year. The range itself is very well developed for IPSC, as it has over 22 bays with the ability to host a stage per bay. It is amazing by the fact that this range has the potential to easily host 30 stages or more if it doubled some of the bays to 2 stages. This is common practice at smaller ranges that host level 3 matches with only 12 stages. The match itself is very well organized, with registration occurring in the morning and the afternoon as groups of squads are scheduled to shoot either morning or afternoon shifts. The stages are RO'd by at least 2 range officers and many helpers. This means that competitors have no need to patch or reset stages between runs. Not patching at a match is great, but one thing I learned as I went through multiple matches patching was that patching was a fundamental part of my stage planning. It allowed me to iron in what I was doing, and if I didn't really have a proper stage plan in place, I could use patching as time for me to learn the stage even more, maybe even find a better way of shooting it. Not needing to patch has its caveats, and it's like a double-edged sword, because not only do you lose that fundamental of being able to patch and walk the stage to a certain extent, but you also now get the ability to just focus on your stage plan without having to go patch. So it really depends on your mindset and how you do things. This is not a common amenity for level 3 matches and is normally reserved for level 4 and 5 matches. In both years of shooting this match, I've not seen issues with scheduling or had any delays with squads being delayed by other squads for a long time. It's safe to say that there are no late finishes and match results were prompt at the end of the day. Being a shooting range, there isn't really an outbuilding with toilets, so most if not all the toilets are portaloos. This is probably going to be the biggest negative of the match, which cannot be helped. That being said, the range is not far from the local town and petrol stations are practically next door to the range. One great benefit to the match outside of shooting it is the local canteen that is set up for the match. From snacks to full-on lunch, food is available for all competitors and guests on both days. Being a 22-stage IPSC match, the stages are split between short, medium and long stages at the set guidelines of 3, 2, 1. Each stage has proven to test some skill with a mix of movement and accuracy. Most of the stages involve static targets with the odd target array to test the skills of the competitor. There are a few activated targets with swingers and other moving targets to add complexity throughout the match, but the most notable stage that I have shown most interest in is the jungle stage. Every year, there is one bay that involves moving around the stage in a circle. It is the longest stage of the match in both round count and how long it takes to complete. But the true difficulty is in remembering where the targets are and finding the best way to shoot them. The terrain is uneven and the targets are obscured, which has led to competitors either missing targets or engaging the same target twice. There were other stages that have shown similar stage designs that have shown complexity, but once analysed, the stages have proven to be less complex. One thing I do think the match lacks is the pure freestyle element of the stage designs. This proves to be difficult as competitors have more experience and follow similar paths, but there are ways to design stages that encourage experienced competitors to plan them differently to each other. The hardest parts of these matches, other than the complexity of some stages, was the moving targets. I personally did attempt to shoot some stages differently, but most of the time it's either proven to be less performant or too much of a risk to attempt. The match very much promotes shooting on the move, especially for handgun competition, and only tested accuracy on stages as a way to speed bump competitors as opposed to creating complexity. This is the reason I consider the match to not be as difficult to compete in, because there is little requirement for more experienced or skilled manual of arms. Unfortunately, I find that complex stages that truly test the competitor's manual of arms aren't as prevalent in high level matches. Club matches seem to be more willing to test a risky stage compared to more international matches due to what I can only assume is the sanctioning requirements of the match and other elements that I'm not certain about. The main highlight of the match this year was the ability to shoot PCC for the first time. I don't get the privilege to compete in PCC back in the UK due to laws and regulations. Having this experience has been great and has given me a better understanding of this discipline. I got to borrow Lubosh's Anderson PCC, which he normally uses for speed steals. It was a little bit short on the handguard side and a little bit thin, but the hollow sun works really well. I got to shoot the match quite accurately. The only issue was my speed and my ability to deal with the recoil. It was very flippy for a PCC, but I was able to manage what I did, and I'm pretty happy with it. PCC is very much a fast-paced and very high skill factor compared to handgun or even mini rifle. I expected something a little more akin to mini rifle, but was stumped to find that I was way too slow compared to other PCC shooters. At the end of the match, I scored 71.8% of the PCC Open Champion. I later learned to find out that he is now the PCC Open World Champion, but that'll be addressed in the next video. 39th place is quite far from first place, but it just shows how close the scores have been between positions. The Mosquito Match is an excellent match for both beginners and more experienced competitors. The match is very well organized and the staff are welcoming from many parts of the world. The international community can be experienced at this match without the added stress of competing in a high-level match. I think the organizers have done a very good job with each year. I can't wait to be a part of the next match and look forward to bringing that experience to you once more. That was Mosquito Match 2025. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of the formats I used. And in the next video, we're probably going to be covering the World Championships 2025, which occurred in late May. So look forward to that video. Now, I used to have an app on iOS and Android called Practical Shooter App. That has now changed because I had issues with Apple and, well, they had issues with me and the way the app worked. They thought it was a bug. I'll let that seep in because rule books are books. Anyway, now I have a new app. It is online only at the moment, but it will be offline and it will cost you a few coffees here and there. But regardless, that's why it's been a while since I've done a video. It's also because I've been working on templating videos and finding a quicker way to do these videos in the style that I like. And hopefully you'll enjoy that in this video.